Uh, Everyone should have just seen an announcement on your screen that this meeting is being recorded. Although the recording is hosted on YouTube, it is not publicly searchable. The recording can be found on our website, www.jeffreyspoint.org. And we encourage you or anyone else who may be interested to view the recording there at your convenience. The video and then also meeting minutes will be posted there for as a record of the meeting. My name is Margaret Farmer, and I am co-chair of the Jeffreys Point Neighborhood Association. Andrew Pike, who is our treasurer, is unfortunately not here this evening, as is Joanna Cook, who is our secretary, who is also not available. Tyler, did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Tyler Lane. I'm the other co-chair, the junior co-chair, I should say, to Margaret. Uh, and we are also joined here by Aubrey. I know she's on mute because I think she's juggling a little one. So yeah, there you
Hi,
go. I'll
I
let you.
can,
Yeah,
sorry, I do have
yeah, go
an
for it.
infant with me, so I'm going to stay off camera. But Aubrey Hartnett, I am vice chair and very happy to be here with you all.
So we're just going to make a couple of announcements. We wanted to say happy belated Eid to our friends and neighbors. And we also wanted to say happy Passover. It is on this week to all of our Jewish friends and neighbors. Although we are missing Joanna and Andrew this evening, I did want to say thank you to Aubrey and Tyler who are here, who are the two people who ran our Love Your Block, which happened this past weekend. Even though Saturday's weather was absolutely terrible, we still had almost 20 volunteers up at Brophy Park uh, who engaged in a number of activities of spreading mulch and doing absolutely, Brittany, show those great reactions. Engaging in a number of wonderful activities. We partnered with Tree Easty, who had a bunch of wonderful things organized. We thought it was a great choice to kind of further their mission of planting more trees in East Boston and also taking care of the trees, especially in Brophy Park. We had a wide variety of residents and also Massport sent over volunteers as well. I believe we had almost, Tyler, correct me, I think at one point you had almost 20 volunteers. Is that right?
Oh, definitely. It was definitely a great turnout in Brophy Park. I want to thank everybody who did show up, and definitely a huge shout out to Tree EC for their organizational efforts and everything like that. It was a really great event. It was good to see everybody out there, and especially with the weather. Definitely could have been better weather-wise, but a lot of hardy folks came out, and that was great. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that.
I'm really glad. We had conversations a few days in advance of, are we going to cancel this thing? And we went forward, and clearly a bunch of other people came as well. We were one of multiple sites across East Boston. So thank you to everyone who came out in Jeffreys Point, and also if anyone who came out across all of East Boston. We appreciate all of your efforts. Thank you. Also, there are some upcoming events that are going on. There is an Easter egg hunt at Pierce Park this coming Saturday. We encourage you to check Facebook for more details, but I believe that activities are on from 10 to 12 with the hunt at 11 sharp. Make sure you bring your own basket, but do check Facebook for additional details. The ICA watershed is opening in the next 2 weeks. Please check the ICA website for additional information, including hours of operation. Coming up on April 16th, there will be a mini farmers market at 282 Meridian Street. This is inside the Community Resource and Wellness Center, and the mini farmers market will be from 2:30 to 5 p.m. Also, as a reminder, City Councilor at Large Henry Santana will have Eastie office hours on Saturday, April 19th at 11 a.m. at the Bono Restaurant located at 271 Meridian Street. All are welcome. Although you can RSVP for this event, you do not have to in order to attend. We're going to get a quick update on Eastie Week, which is an amazing upcoming event coming up in July from Aubrey, if she's able to for a quick
I'm
minute.
here. Yep. First, just on the Facebook note, I also wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone for letting us pilot kind of a new policy around business promotion to try to keep the page as helpful and organized as possible. So we certainly welcome any feedback. If this isn't working, give it a couple weeks, give this some time and space, but we're really hoping that this is a way, with Facebook feeds being like a little out of whack time wise anyway, to really make this make our page as aligned with our larger goals as possible, and including promoting our local businesses. But on to EC Week, and I see Jay that you're here, so if I miss anything, please feel free to jump in. Um, but the dates that we have are July 13th to the 27th, and in good Leo fashion, I'm very happy that it's ending with my birthday. And there are a number of events, including the neighbor cruise, which, you know, ticket information will be released soon, and events all over the neighborhood. So we're really hoping that people take advantage of those, including Taste of EC and you know, art events, yoga events, all different kinds of things. We are working on setting a date for our own Brophy Park movie night. But in general, just want to make sure that this is on folks' radar. If you and your organization are not already in touch with Jay and are interested in participating or helping organize, we certainly welcome that feedback. And yeah, Jay, if I missed anything that you think should be kind of a readout or announcement at this point, please feel free to chime in.
Okay, thank you. Two other quick announcements and then we will move on. We do have a planning and zoning meeting this month. The exact projects will be listed by Wednesday. You will receive, if you are on our email distribution list, you will receive notification. However, we do not have a monthly meeting and a planning and zoning meeting on the same week. So the planning and zoning meeting will be on Wednesday, April 23rd. Please check our website, www.jeffreyspoint.org, or your email to get the exact agenda for the meeting. And also our next JPNA meeting, our monthly meeting, will be on Monday, May 12th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Everyone is welcome to attend, and the agenda will be put together and promoted as we get closer to the event. Just to let people know, we just heard from the Roberto Gomez, the mayor's liaison, that unfortunately he will not be able to make it this evening, but he has asked that if anyone has concerns or questions, that he's asked that we pass them along. So please feel free to post them in the chat and we will collect them and email them to him directly. So you can do that at any time, post questions or concerns or things you need in the chat for Roberto, and we will make sure he gets them. In the meantime, we are going to start off hearing from the police this evening. I see that we have Officer Alvarez, and I am looking, and I also see Sergeant Santolo. So Officer Santolo and Officer Alvarez, feel free to take yourselves off mute and turn off your cameras, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Officer Alvarez, and happy to report that I have the statistics for the Part 1 crimes, and we are down in all aspects for the commercial burglaries since last year up to date. Commercial burglaries are down by 6%. Residential burglaries are down by 13%. Larceny on motor vehicles are 44%. And other types of larcenies are also down. Auto theft is also down. That's because electronics devices and technology is more up to date. Also in robberies, we are down by 10%. So we are in pretty good shape. I would also like to add that for the Easter egg hunt, I will be there providing security. So I will be around. If you guys see me, come by, say hello, and I will be standing by greeting you guys. That's what I have.
Okay. Will you be wearing an egg costume or ears? We know you.
No, I will be in uniform. I will be keeping an eye on you guys. Make sure that everything goes smoothly. but I'll be there.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna make one or two announcements just quick reminders about the police. And while I'm doing that, if people have questions for the police, please feel free to put them in the chat. I just want to remind people that at the A7 headquarters, which is located in Eagle Hill, if you need to dispose of any medications, whether they're expired, whether you don't need to take them, and these don't need to be prescription medications, they can just be things that you don't want in your house anymore, or they could be over the counter. You can dispose of them in the lobby of the police station. If you want to give a police officer a really good laugh, walk in, hold up a bag, and inform them, "I've got drugs." And I do know that from personal experience. They got quite the chuckle. But you can dispose of them there. You can also take your things there if you are a person who likes to recycle, because pill bottles are not recyclable in your regular recycling. But if you take them to that, if you take them to that box in the lobby of A7, they will recycle your pill bottles. So, fun fact. That is one of the additional services that the police police do provide. Tyler, do you see any questions in the chat?
Sorry, I was on my no questions in the chat. So you're
Okay,
good.
excellent. Before we move on, officers, I just want to ask, I know that we are coming up on summer. Do you know approximately when signups for some of the summer programs that the police put together will be coming up? Will you have information about those next month, or did we miss those already?
We already have information for that. We already started our flag football, and that's being provided over by the and then the Boardman Street Club, by the but the youth center there, and that's every Tuesdays from 4 to 6.
Okay.
If anyone has the young ones who wants to bring them by, I'll sign them up with us. We already started that program, and we also have the hockey, but the officer that runs the hockey program is out injured for a little bit, but that's still, you can still sign up, and we'll put you on the on the roster for the hockey program.
Okay, great.
Hi,
And if
Margaret. Can I? It's Joe Santolo. Sorry, I'm on mute. I mean, I'm on no video because I was coming from another meeting at the Heights.
Yeah.
But we also have peace walks coming up, and Faith and Blue walks. We'll get that all out on social media. Liz does a pretty good job of getting that all out.
Okay. That is wonderful. Please keep us up to date as summer programming comes up. I know a lot of parents are preparing and are really concerned about making sure, kids are active and stay, have a lot of activities going on. So as those come up, please feel free to share with us. We are happy to let the community know.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll get them out. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mark.
Thank you very much. As I mentioned a second ago, Roberto Gomez is not available. So we are going to move on in the agenda. So next up is Margaret Kelly, who's from the East Boston, is from our East Boston, Boston Public Library. And I know that there was a little bit of discussion. A couple people contacted me and they were like, why are we having a library? Like, I know it's a library. I know what the library does. And I said, we all know what a library is, like, technically, but do you really understand the wide breadth of services that our library offers? And I, like, Margaret, I love you. I'm going to give, I need to shout out for you for like 20 seconds.
Sure.
My mother has recently had an arm injury and she cannot lift books physically. And she has been a reader for many years, and she's getting older and she's having some eyesight issues. And so I downloaded the BPL e-card onto her phone, and then she was able to access audiobooks and turn them on with her phone very easily. And I was so thrilled. And then I was in the library one day and I said to Margaret and one of her colleagues, by the way, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. My mother is able to get free audiobooks. She thought that she wasn't going to be able to read anymore and access this. She was very upset. And Margaret and another librarian said, oh, we can do better than that. Because the BPL could actually write me a reference letter for the Perkins School for the Blind and get free equipment for my mother to be able to listen to audiobooks and access the Perkins School for the Blind library of books, which has one of the largest collections of audiobooks in, I believe, the United States, you said. Yep. And I had no idea that my local library could do that for me. And I just don't think people realize how many wonderful things the library does. Like I was there and I was like, oh, I could get free movies. I could read the Wall Street Journal for free. So I'm going to shut up so you can run through the list. But we just having that realization, and Aubrey like made the wonderful suggestion, I believe, why don't we have the library in and just have a quick reminder and run through of the wonderful things they do? And especially now more than ever, it's important that people realize what you do and understand and appreciate you and your entire staff. So I will shut up now and let you go, Margaret.
Thank you,
By the
Margaret. That was such a nice introduction. Yeah, let me just going to talk a little bit about what we do in the library, how we can help you. And it's true, everybody just thinks, you know, libraries are about books, which are like one of our most important things, but we're about people, we're about programs, we're about connecting people to services. So there's a whole lot that we do, and a lot that we bring in. So, you know, anybody who lives in Massachusetts can get a library card. If you have a library card, you can check up to 75 books up, which is kind of crazy. So a lot of what we do is the books. So we check out, you know, we have books you can check out, we have movies you can borrow, we have books on CD, board books, every kind of children's book you could imagine, probably. You also get access to all of the branches, the 25 branches, as well as Copley and as well as Malden and Chelsea. So you can use all those branches with the Boston Public Library card. But yeah, we do a lot more than maybe if you haven't been into a library for a few years, you might be surprised at some of what goes on at the library. So I'm going to tell you about some programs and I'll answer any questions, but we have a couple. One I'm just going to mention because it's super timely. We finally have good weather. Let's hope it's more than just for this week, but once a month, the City of Boston Transportation Department comes and they'll do a 2-hour bike repair workshop. When we say workshop, that means that they will teach you how to do it if you want to do it, but they also will do it. So, you know, fixing chains and wheels, all sorts of things that they can do. And they are coming tomorrow at 3:30 to 5:30. So if you have a bike that you haven't used in a while, drag it up out of the basement or wherever and bring it down to the library and they can help you get it road ready. What else do we have? Something that a lot of people don't know that is new for us in the past year is we have 2 career counselors that come to the library once a week, and they will meet with people to help them with their job searches and more. We have Lauren, who comes on Monday. You can make an appointment with her, and she is the adult career counselor. And then if you have teens or young adults who are looking for jobs, or maybe don't even really know what they want to do, in all honesty, I have one, and I'm going to send him to one of the career counselors. And so he's there. Santos is there on Friday, so he can, you know, you make an appointment with them, your child makes an appointment with them. So it's for up to 26 years old with him. And here are some of the things that they can do. I usually think of just resumes because that's what a lot of people ask us as librarians. But they're here to understand your goals, help you identify your skills, interests, and values, support your career path, offer a career planning advice, resume tips, and interview preparation. So if you're going for an interview, you can sit down with them and run through it, and they'll ask you questions, and you'll respond, and they'll give you tips. They can connect you with education, certification opportunities, training programs, and financial aid guidance. Throughout the year, we have had some different certification programs that we've had information nights where people will come in and tell them about whatever program they have. Maria, yes, there is. 2 mechanics usually come to the bike program. They'll help you stay focused on the track. They can connect you, refer you to job fairs, hiring events, or other events. And it's usually not, it can be a once-off thing, but you can have like 3 or 4 meetings with Lauren or Santos and kind of really, you know, explore and develop what you want to do for a job or where you want to go. Or so that is something that's a little bit more untraditional for us. We have our story times and our preschool story hours. We have we started Spanish classes this year. We're almost through the first round and we're hoping to offer more in the summer, but we don't have any dates yet. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, wait, somebody does. So so we don't have a volunteer program for the career mentor because it's a BPL position. If people are interested in helping out the library, though, your best thing to do is to join the Friends of the Library. They will, have some programs. They sell books, different things to support the library. So they're a great resource. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Brittany. Sorry, I'm not used to Zoom. I'm trying to think what else I'd really want to push.
Canopy.
We're going to have some cooking classes. Yep. I heard somebody. No?
Sorry, that was me, Margaret. I was just saying Canopy, the free movies is kind of
Oh,
fun.
Canopy. Yes, we have free movies through Canopy. We have free books, magazines through Flipster. We have free books through Libby, and we have free books through Hoopla, free movies through Hoopla. Those are all downloadable. You can stream them to your phone. You can stream them to your TV if it's a movie. LinkedIn Learning. Oh my goodness. So some people are remembering much more than I am. So free LinkedIn Learning, some courses that you can take. We have some language programs so you can practice your languages. We have English conversation classes there. Every branch sort of does all different sort of things too. So, what we're offering at East Boston might be different than if you go to Jamaica Plain or if you go to downtown. I would suggest everybody goes downtown to Central because it's an amazing library. I have, yes, you brought the sheet home. Yes, I have the sheet here somewhere too. Lots and lots of resources. So it's really changed from the quiet library, especially if you've been to my library. I like to think of it as vibrant because it can be a little bit loud and active in the afternoon, but we do have a quiet room. So if you're looking for some quiet study, there's always the quiet room. We have a conference room that people can reserve if space is available for 2 hours. We have lots of organizations come in and have meetings or do programs, so we're always happy to help out with that. And yeah, that's sort of a nutshell of what we do. I will say another program that's coming up that might be of particular interest for East Boston people. It's going to be exploring Patrick Joseph Kennedy and John F. Kennedy's connections, and that's going to be in May. But we have tons of things happening. Follow us on Instagram, BPL East Boston, or on Facebook. And any questions, anything people are interested in learning about, we serve all ages. We are always open to suggestions. So if there's something you want to see in the library, whether that's a book. Oh, we do have the seed library. Thank you for prompting me. I'm not very used to Zoom. We have a seed library right now. And we have many seeds put out so people can come in and take them. We will be adding more throughout the spring and probably into the summer. A lot of different varieties of seeds. So you can just come in and we'll direct you to where they are. And yeah, they're great. We are accepting donations of seeds. And so for book sale, we have a book sale that kind of runs continuously. We don't have tons of space in our library. So right now it is, we have a couple of carts of books. So when we're accepting books, we'd probably ask you just to bring in like a box or like 2 bags or whatever, so we're not overwhelmed. And then every now and then the friends will have a bigger book sale, and then we'll call for more donations. So we kind of do it both ways. And yeah. We don't have an advocate from the City of Boston's Age Strong Commission on a regular basis. We have a good relationship with the senior center, and we do have connections with a lot of the city's agencies. They send us a lot of information to put out there, and but we don't have anything specific happening with the Age Strong Commission. They have come, I think, and tabled a couple of times. Sometimes we get that as well. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
Matthew, glad to hear that you've grown many plants successfully. We are also having one last thing. I feel like I'm yelling in this room. We have a community garden plot this year that the library will be gardening and looking for volunteers. So if anybody doesn't have a plot but wants to soak up the sun and learn how to grow something like we will be, we'd love to have you come in or help if you know what you're doing. So that would be great. Thanks.
And can I ask you to talk for just like one quick second? I know many people take advantage of the public library to access technology, computer access in particular, because they might not have a computer at home.
Yeah.
So could you just touch on that? Like, and free printing,
Free print
Aubrey.
that I was going to bring up free printing as soon as you said it. Obviously,
But
yes.
could you
So
check that? Could you check on the technology and printing?
yes, so technology, we have a number of computers that you can use in the library, both laptops, and then we have um, CPUs. You can also check out hotspot and separately. So we do have, the library has hotspots that you can order. There tends to be a little bit of a waiting list for them, but so you can take them out for 3 weeks. So if you don't have Wi-Fi or good internet in your house or wherever, you can get that. There are also some laptops that you can check out that comes with integrated Wi-Fi and internet, so you can be put on a list. It's usually a waiting list. I don't think it's that bad. I should have checked it, but you'll get notified when it comes in, and you pick it up and you have it for 3 weeks. And we do have free printing. Every month, if you have a library card, you will get $20 worth of free printing and scanning. The great thing is, everybody's been at home, right? And had to print something out, and suddenly there's no ink in their printer, or it's broken. Come down to the library. You can print from a computer. You can print from the phone, which used to be really like confusing, but now it takes like 2 minutes, so you're in and out. So I definitely take advantage of that. But yeah, every month, whatever you use during 1 month, it will raise up to $20 the next month. And what else? I don't know.
Fun fact, I needed an emergency access to a fax machine a couple months ago, and I wound up going to the Watertown Library because it was the
Oh.
closest place. And the Watertown Library was like, yeah, we have a fax machine. Of course we do.
Yes, we do not have a fax machine. If you are desperate, but of course, it's pricey. The UPS store on Neptune Road does have a fax machine. So if you're really desperate, you can head there. But otherwise, we do a lot of
So,
scanning and emailing.
and they might not let you use it, but any doctor's office, that's the last vestige of that's where they're hanging on by a thread, the fax
Yeah.
machines. So if you're
Yeah.
ever really stuck, just find a doctor's office and beg them to use
Yes,
their fax machine.
that would work. Yeah. Yes,
That
and
and the federal
people are
government.
usually faxing to their doctor's office, right?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of times, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Margaret, I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm going to give like 10 seconds to anybody else to put questions in the chat. And could I ask you to share what your hours are?
Yes, so we are open Monday through Wednesday, 10 to 6, Thursday, 12 to 8, Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 5. One more shout out for a program, and it's not till June, but I want to let people know because sometimes they miss the good ones. If they have kids who are into Minecraft or into Legos, we are having Minecraft workshops in June, which is going to be super popular if you have a child somewhere between probably 7 and 10 or 11. So, friend us on Instagram, on Facebook, and you'll be able to see everything that's happening. Okay.
If you could do like a Super Mario class so I could learn how to like beat my godsons.
Well, we have in the past not had classes, but we've definitely have had gaming on Fridays. So if we started again, Margaret, we'll invite you down, and the teens will tell you exactly how to do it so that you win.
That would be great because although they do kind of enjoy like snickering at me, like so
Yeah, well,
yeah,
typical.
if you do it, Super Mario 8,
Typical kid.
I'll bring my thing.
Yeah, come on down. All
Okay.
right, thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, so just a quick reminder, everybody, the East Boston Library is a tremendous and wonderful resource. It is free to you. It is paid for by your tax dollars. And it is a wonderful example of an organization that is tremendously well run and is clearly responsive to the needs of so many residents. So please take advantage, check their website. You know, I was in there recently. I've watched a couple movies on Canopy recently, and I was like, "Ooh, the Wall Street Journal," which I didn't even know I could get. So please take advantage.
Yes,
So
and come visit. We love seeing people in person. We love using all our resources, but we are people. We love seeing people. So come on in. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night. And
absolutely.
thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, Margaret. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Margaret.
being. I know you have a family, so and she lives in Charlestown. Um, so next up, we are joined this evening, and we were very thrilled when this group reached out to us, by the way. This is the City of Boston Streets Cabinet reached out, and we are joined this evening by, and correct me if I say your name wrong, please, Maria Daniela Castillo, who I did believe I saw just a moment ago. Yes, there she is, Maria. And she's here this evening to talk to us about the Maverick Square Transportation Action Plan, which will be kicking off very soon. We do have a set of slides which we're going to share with you, and hopefully she'll be able to share both information and next steps. And we are very excited to be a part of this conversation. Maverick Square is, of course, the only road that allows you to enter into Jeffrey's Point. So having this be in good condition is of vital importance to everyone here. And I will say I am very thrilled to see the large number of people who are here to join us this evening. So Maria, I will let you take it along. Let me just say that if people want to put questions in the chat as we are going, you can certainly do that. But Maria, do not feel obligated to answer them until we get to the end if you do not wish to.
Sounds good. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we can. And I'm just pulling up your slide deck. Bear with me just a second.
Yep, we did
Opening the
receive it.
window.
Thank you. Yeah,
Just
so
in a PDF. Yeah, bear with me here just a second. You know, you become a stay-at-home dad and you lose all your Zoom skills.
Actually,
So,
Tyler, while you're doing that, there is one person who's here that's on the phone. Your
yep.
last four digits of your phone number are 1689. Could you unmute and let us know who you are so we could put you down as attending? I did forget to do that earlier. I apologize. 1689.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello?
Could you just let us know who you are so we'll mark you down as attending?
Yes, of course. Michael Zayas, here on behalf of East Farm.
Michael Zayas?
Yes.
Okay.
I can spell that for you if you like, or no.
Isn't it
Just spell your
Z-A-Y-A-S?
last name.
Yeah, it's Z as in zebra, A-Y-A-S.
That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you,
Got it,
Michael.
Michael. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go right ahead, Maria.
all right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation to speak with you guys. And just so you know, I'm happy to come back at another point. Like this is not gonna be the last time I present to you guys. So my name is Maria Daniela Castillo. You can just call me Maria. I am a transportation planner for the transportation department in the city of Boston. I am what we call the neighborhood planner for East Boston for the neighborhood. So I am not the project manager for this project, but I am collaborating very closely with him. His name is Mike Tormey, but he's out of the office today. So yeah, at the end I have my email and Mike's email, so you can reach out to either of us at any time. So yeah, first of all, a little bit of background. And as Margaret said, like if you have questions, feel free to write them down. I'll be sure to leave time at the end, and I may answer them as I go if it is relevant to what I'm saying. But yeah, so this project came about last year, but there are three main things that helped us get to the idea of the Maverick Square Transportation Action Plan. First of all, the Go Boston 2030 is the transportation plan that is guiding us as a department towards our top priorities throughout the city, not just for East Boston, but throughout the city in terms of creating more accessible public transportation and walkable spaces. But specifically for this project, the Go Boston 2030 plan also envisions more walkable and bikeable main streets. The second one is that the city of Boston received some American Rescue Plan funding from the federal COVID recovery funds. And this also has to be spent specifically on the recovery of main streets. And the third one is, maybe some of you have heard of it, the Plan East Boston. This was completed last year in 2024, and this is a neighborhood-specific plan, and it also highlights the need of improving transportation and connectivity and the public realm. So next slide, please. So a little more about the Plan East Boston. Plan East Boston includes different specific kind of smaller projects like like just Maverick Square. So in the case of Maverick Square, this is not just a transportation plan, it's also a zoning plan. I think some of you may have heard about that. There's also it was a big focus of the Plan East Boston, but in transportation, there is kind of a vision for what Maverick Square could be. And some of the things that it highlights is that the prioritization of pedestrian experience and safety, making space for more or like smoother transfers between buses, people taking the bus and taking the T, and people walking. Like, we know that a lot of people's commutes involves not just one mode of transportation, but oftentimes involves many modes of transportation. So making these connections smoother, balancing and managing the curbside space, and potentially creating more like a green and flexible public gathering space at the heart of Maverick Square. So this is kind of a baseline, like starting point for us for this project. There were some recommendations in Plan East Boston, and we're just trying to see like how much of it we want to advance. Next slide. So we have 3 project goals, and I will quickly say that this is part of it's kind of like a 2 neighborhood project. We're working on this Maverick Square Transportation Action Plan, and also in Rosendale with Rosendale Square. So we're working on both squares at the same time, and I am more focused on the East Boston one because I am the neighborhood planner for East Boston. But something very similar to this is also happening in Rosendale. So there's 3 project goals. First, uplifting the existing strengths of Maverick Square. Again, like, we know that there is some connectivity for people walking, taking the bus, taking transit, the subway, but how can we strengthen these existing conditions? Second, make it easier to walk back and transit again. We're talking about connectivities, we're talking about safety, we're talking about the experience as you go through the square, and not only through the square, but also like how it is that people, or why it is that people want to stay at the square, because there are a lot of vibrant businesses there. So that leads to the last one, which is to collaborate with residents and businesses. We want to talk to the local experts, and that is with people who live and work in these spaces. Next, please. What we're looking at, and apologies if it sounds a little bit repetitive, but this is really the focus of this project, is how do we support existing bus operations. We know that this square has like a unique fixture that you don't see anywhere else in Boston, which is like a counterclock roundabout, where it can be a little confusing for people. And as you see on this image to the right, like there is a lot of concrete, and sometimes there is also a lack of crosswalks for people to cross safely, and there is a lot of pedestrian activity and a lot of cars going in different directions. So we're looking at how can we support bus operations, but also how can we highlight the role of Maverick as the vestibule of East Boston, as Margaret said too. Like, this is the street that gets you guys to Jeffrey's Point, but this is also like the entry point for people coming from all over Boston to East Boston. So I guess it's not hard to see or to know that 96% of the people accessing Maverick Station get to the station by food, by bike, or by bus. And that said, only 10% of the public right-of-way is dedicated to people walking or waiting for the bus. Next slide, please. Actually, can you go to the next one and I'll come back to this? So I'll say that for this project, we're working with our consultant team, who consists of other smaller consultant teams. We have the engagement team, is called OpenBooks. And so maybe some of you heard or saw some flyers last month. OpenBooks has done 2 rounds of engagement already. The first one was a series of interviews with stakeholders like in the city, the MBTA, Roberto Gomez, Main Streets. We are in contact with the new director of East Boston Main Streets and some other local organizations. And then they did a second round of engagement with residents or people who work in the area. So they did 12 in-depth interviews with individuals, and these interviews were, for the most part, 2 hours long. And they also did 2 group interviews with high school students in the area, 4 students in each group. So that was in March and April. In the meantime, while OpenBox is doing some of the engagement/research, we have the technical team, which consists of planners, architects, and designers, and they are working on analyzing existing conditions, looking at traffic data, looking at crash data, looking at the signal timings of all of the traffic signals in the square. So they will have a report ready for an open house that we're still finalizing the details for, but it'll be either in late May or early June. The day will be posted on the website as soon as we have it. But yeah, so the technical team will be working on a story map that will have all these existing conditions, and that would also be an opportunity for us to report on the work that OpenBox has been doing with the engagement and research. And then after that, the team will start drafting up some designs that are going to be very interactive. There will be like sketches and simulations for people to provide feedback on. So this could be, the team will come back and continue to do interviews and surveys with this design so that people can provide feedback directly on the designs already. And now can you go back to the previous slide, please? Thank you. So some of the things that OpenBox has been hearing in these rounds of engagement include Maverick Square is a hidden gateway to a vibrant culture. Maverick Square is a transit hub on an island. Car-centric designs leave no space for gathering in Maverick Square. And Maverick Square's strengths as both a neighborhood center and transit hub make it challenging to meet the needs of all users. And this is because there is, again, like a lot of users, a lot of things are happening in Maverick Square. There is, the businesses serve a wide range of purposes, from food, restaurants, to banks, hospitals, and people arriving in all modes of transportation. So this is both an advantage, but also a challenge, and we need to figure out how we can strengthen these benefits. Next slide, please. I think this is kind of like where I'll stop in the interest of time. These are some of the FAQs that are posted on the website. We can come back to this slide, but in the next one, I have Mike's email and my email. The website, you can scan the QR code or just type that in. But yeah, so things to keep in mind is that in late May or early June, we'll be hosting the open house. Then the OpenBox team, well, the team is going to be working on the designs that we'll be asking for feedback on the ground, and then there will be another public meeting around September. All of these will be posted on the website once the dates are confirmed. And yeah, maybe we can go back to the FAQs and see if people have questions. Maybe some of the questions are the ones that are posted here already. But with that, I'll take a look at the questions that are on the chat.
I think while you're reading that, I think we just have the one question, Maria, in the chat. Or actually, nope, looks like we have 2 from Aubrey. But just thank you for that, just what you're saying. And just on a personal level, I suppose it makes total sense when you see it, but it's just a startling statistic just to hear about 96% of people accessing Maverick are not, I suppose a better way of saying it, only 4% of people are actually showing up in a car, yet, as we're all very well aware on this call, the entire setup of Maverick Square is car centric. That's just a very startling statistic to just sort of be confronted with. So I found that personally pretty interesting. So
Yeah, yeah, thank you for that. And so to answer Aubrey's question, if you provide feedback about Maverick Square to Rep Madaro, how's communication with us and with the elected? So we're setting up periodic meetings with both Rep Madaro and Councilor Coleta Zapata. So we're currently sending their office, their teams information about what it is that they're doing, and we're happy to meet with them anytime. We're gonna be inviting them to the public meetings. But yes, so we've been offering like, hey, we're starting this project already. We're doing all this community engagement. We're meeting with so and so. Please let us know if you want us to talk to any other particular groups, and please let us know what else we should be doing. And we're free to talk with you guys anytime. So, we are in constant communication with both of their teams, yes. And Roberto Gomez is also a great person. Like he worked super closely with us in connecting us to both the electeds, but also residents.
then
So
did you see her? Yeah, sorry. Go on.
yeah, so for the scope of the designs, that's a really good question. So can you go back to the timeline slide, please?
Sure.
I guess we don't have a much of a scope right now for the final designs because that's up to whatever comes out from the engagement. But the goals of this project are twofold. One is to provide what we call near-term improvements to the square. So that could be from repairing broken lights to adding trash cans and repairing sidewalks, crosswalks, repaving or repainting the crosswalks, for example. That's something that we want to complete this year. Again, that's near-term improvements. The other piece of it is that we are hoping that this builds on the Plan East Boston recommendations and kind of continues a long-term vision for Maverick Square. So what the delivery of this project will be, besides the near-term improvements, will be what we call a 25% concept design. And that is like an idea for, okay, maybe circulation of buses or maybe shifting angle parking to parallel parking and maybe doing the signal works, things like that. Although the signal works is not, that could be like a short term, that could be like an in-between point between a near-term improvement and a 100% design that was built a couple of years on the road. The signal timing could be like somewhere in between those two. But yeah, but basically how these projects usually work is that this first engagement, this first project does what we call the 25% concept design, and then there is another request for proposals or another contract with sometimes the same consultant, sometimes different consultant, and they advance the 25% design to a 75% design, and that's a lot more engineered. So one of the benefits or one of the reasons why we can do a lot of work this time is because the MBTA has done a lot of studies on Maverick to see like how deep the station is and like how much you could add above it and how much green space you can put above it, things like that. So we have that advantage. We already have some of that previous work, previous information, but any major changes will still take a couple of years to be completed. There are not any questionnaires right now. There might be after the open house for people that cannot attend the open house. That's a good point. Currently, like right now, the engagement that OpenBox has been doing has focused mostly on reaching people who perhaps wouldn't attend an open house because of their schedules, because of yeah, like time constraints, or like income constraints. So that's why if you saw any of the flyers that were around, we were compensating people for this 2-hour time that they were giving to us, $100 for their time and for their, like all their sharing of personal experiences.
Are you still looking for people to do those small groups? If someone wanted to sign up for that, how would they contact you?
The last, Tyler, can you go to the last slide, please?
Yep. Uh,
The last one, yeah.
that one
So
or this one?
either one. So there is, Mike is the project manager. You can reach out to him directly. You can reach out to me directly, or if you email the project email that's in the bottom, both of us get that email. So you can email either of those. And I think for the next round of engagement that OpenBox is going to be doing with the designs, with the simulations, I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be one-on-one conversation or if it's going to be group conversations or more of like a survey style, but